Hello, welcome back to Mindful Musings. I'm Dee Dee, your host. I am an energy alchemist, a sound bowl practitioner, and an intuitive. I forgot what it was. I am ever evolving, as aren't we all ever evolving? I do believe that. So thanks for joining me today. I just wanted to pop on and say hello because I didn't do a video yesterday, but I did want to pop on. I know we are preparing, at least energetically, for the partial solar eclipse. That's in a few days. So just know that if you are going through it, you're normal. Because the energies are ones that are really bringing up old stuff for us to take a look at, let go of. You may be feeling a little wobbly, maybe feeling extra emotional. You may be reconnecting with people from your past. You may be letting go of people from your past. Whatever, but the energies are, they're there. What kept coming in, and what I also listened to a video just the other day, we are in the eye of the storm, or as like in Hamilton, in the eye of a hurricane. There is silence. There is peace. We are in the eye of a storm. The good news is that we can remain in the eye of the storm. There's a storm all around us. The chaos, the nightmare, whatever you want to call it, that is the storm, and it's blowing up all sorts of stuff. We don't have to come from any place except being in the eye, where there is peace, where there is calm. Where when you're in the eye of a storm, you are the one who is anchored. You are the one that can beam out the light, being the lighthouse for those who are caught up in the storm, so that you can show the light, that you can show a path. Those who are listening to this, you all are, most likely, we are all light workers, columns of light. We anchor in the light into the earth, into the stars. We bring it in. We are the way showers. And so that means our responsibility is to maintain our center, being the eye, and being the eye through the storm, so that we can see clearly. Doesn't mean that, we may get, touch the walls a bit and get a little ruffled, go, and maybe start feeling ourselves being pulled away into the storm. But it does mean we do have the ability and the awareness to bring ourselves back into the eye of the storm, the eye of the hurricane that is taking place. Because that is our job. That is what we signed up for. We, as the star seeds, the light workers, the seeds of light, we signed up for this. Yeah. And actually, I'm joking when I go, woohoo! But actually, it really is extraordinarily exciting. Because yes, the storm can bring about destruction. It can bring about the chaos. It can bring about the crumbling of those things that are not a firm foundation, and serving those, it'll crumble away. But then that's why we are here, to assist with shining the light, so it can be rebuilt in a fashion that will support humanity in being the loving unification, the harmonics, where the harmony It doesn't mean we're going to think alike. Oh, heavens, no, that would be still extraordinarily boring. But it does mean that we are breaking free from the systems that were placed upon us eons ago that allowed us to forget who we are, to forget that we are powerful beings of light, to forget that by tapping into the ancient wisdom, that there are so many tools available to us. We forgot that the ancient technology, or the technology, it's there. It is awakening. It will become alive for us, because as a humanity, we are ready, getting ready to be able to create for all, to create the new systems. So please, during this time, broken record, you know what I'm going to say, don't you? I know you do. It's about, getting your feet on the ground. It's about grounding, being connected to earth, being connected to the ancient wisdom, to our ancestors, releasing any of the wounds from our ancestral tribe, releasing and healing those, but tapping into the ancient wisdom, tapping into the technological wisdom that is coming forth, the intelligence, tapping into the divine. That is what's going to lead our way forward. And the greatest way of doing that is through grounding and through the eye, being the eye of the storm. And being the eye of the storm, one of the greatest tools we have to assist us in grounding is our breath. The prana, breath, heals us, centers us, grounds us. So in those moments where the storm has taken a hold of us, bring yourself back with breath. And knowing you're safe. There's a beautiful example of this, that there is a clip playing now from the show Survivor. I must admit, I have never watched Survivor. I don't really care to. But however, that being said, this clip is powerful and beautiful. And if you watch it, it is a little microcosm of the way of the future. Get rid of the competition factor, the deception, the, I'm going to get you, all that BS that is propagated in all of these reality shows. The bottom line of this clip was the compassion, the humanity. For there was a particular game they were playing, whatever, and one of the contestants, Eva, you could just see that throughout, she was getting more and more overstimulated, more and more. She did end up winning it, but then she went into a full-blown episode, shall we say. And then Joe, from one of the other teams, was given permission to come over. And he came over and he just looked into Eva's eyes and said, breathe. And he was her place of calm. It just brings me to tears. He was her place of calm. And he reminded her to breathe, to do the square breath, to breathe and to come back into herself. Because he recognized that she was having an episode, and she came back, and they just held each other, breathing and coming back into center. It was a beautiful moment. It was a heart-rendering moment, because come to find out, she shared that she's autistic, and he knows that. And he chose humanity and compassion for a fellow being over the competition and separateness. He chose to come over and be her anchor, and to remind her that she has all the tools necessary to come back into alignment. You have all the tools necessary, and we are gathering more and more tools to bring ourselves back into that place of calm. And as we do so, we then can be the anchor for someone else who is caught in their storm. We're not going to fix it for them, because we can't. But we can be a way shower. We can be an example. We can be the one who says, "Hi, I see you. Breathe. I see you. I see the divine in me sees the divine in you. Namaste." That higher perspective, the seeing everyone really is divine. Some have just forgotten. Well, we've all forgotten, but that's what we're learning. We are remembering how beautiful, how divine, how connected we are. Some are still really, really stuck in forgetting and thinking that separation and opposition and war and all of that, thinking that that is the reality that they are with, that defines who they are. Others, and it's getting to be more so, others are starting to remember, oh, wow, whew, I am a divine being. I am connected to Source. I am safe. I am protected. I am filled with light and love. That is what ascension is, and that is what we are going through. So keep remembering that. And as the eye of the storm takes you away, or no, as you get closer and closer to the storm from being in the center of the eye, just remember, you have all the tools necessary to come back into the center of the eye, of the eye, of the I, the universal I, E-Y-E, that sees. And just as when you are in the center, being the light, the anchor for someone, there is somebody else who is holding space for you to come back. As we hold space and love and light and joy and forgiveness and compassion for each other, Square breathing. I, the great I am. We are not alone. The celestial beings, other beings, we will always hold space for each other because we are on this path of ascension. And there are times we're going to trip and stumble and get caught up into the fray of the storm. And that's okay, because someone, our higher self, actually, is always holding space for us to come back. Hold your higher self, your soul, in your heart. And you will find the peace of coming back to the great I am of the soul. All right. I will come right back and pull oracle cards for guidance for the day, but this seemed to be what wanted to come through. In the eye of the hurricane, there is silence. There is peace. There is calm and expansion. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Most of all, remember that you are divine. As we hold space for each other. Much love. Big breath. I'll be right back. Namaste.